Hi children, welcome back to social science class. Last class we started history chapter, the first cities. In that class we studied about Indus Valley civilization. We mainly studied about the discovery of Indus Valley civilization, location, and one of the important feature of Harappan people, town planning. Today we will study other important features of Harappan civilization. First we will start with the street. We will look what about the speciality of Harappan streets. The streets in the Indus Valley civilization were laid down in straight lines, cutting each other at right angles and dividing the city into blocks. So this is the speciality of Harappan street. Now we will study about the speciality of Harappan houses, how they built their houses. Houses of Harappan people. Houses mainly built of mud bricks. They mainly built with mud bricks. Houses are built with mud bricks. Either they are single storied or double storied. Houses are either single storied or double storied. Each houses have a central courtyard and rooms opening into it. Okay, then thick walls kept the room cool. So walls are thick. They made thick walls to kept the room cool during the time of summer. To kept the room cool during the time of summer. And windows never opened into the main street. The windows that is facing to the main street that never opened. This kept out the dust and noise. And house had a flat roof. House had a flat roof and there were wells, bathing places and drainage system in each houses. So these are the speciality of Harappan houses. So houses mainly made with mud bricks. Houses are either single storied or double storied. Each house had a central courtyard. Then each house had wells, bathing places and connected with the drainage. So these are the speciality of Harappan houses. Next one, then roofs also I am told, flat roofs. Okay. Next one we will study another important feature of Harappan civilization, that is their drainage system. Drainage system of Harappan people. So this type drainage mainly made up of baked bricks. Drainages are made up of baked bricks. It were covered and they had a slight slant. Okay, drainages had a slight slant, so water easily flow through them. Okay, through drainages water easily flow. For the easy flow of water through the drainage, there was a slight slant on the drainage system, and the entire drainage, each house had drainage, ma'am told. These drainages are connected with the major or the main drainage in the street. Each drainages in the houses connected with a main drainage in the street. Okay, so this is about the drainage facility. This you ma'am told, when is this civilization flourished? 3000 BCE to 1800 BCE. So think about that people, how they maintained the drainage system. Okay, each houses had a drainage facility and this drainage is made with the baked bricks and small drainages that is connected with a main drainage in the street. Another important speciality of Harappan people, that is great bath. Okay, great bath. Actually, from Mohenjo-daro, archaeologists excavated a huge public tank. Okay, in the citadel mound. This is known as Great Bath. So what is Great Bath? A huge public tank excavated by the archaeologist from Mohenjo-daro, that is called Great Bath. And this Great Bath, this also made with the baked bricks. Okay, so the floor of the tank, it was made up with the burned bricks, and the tank had 6 entrances. How many entrances, children? 6 entrances. Okay, so the tank had 6 entrances and a central bathing area and both sides had stairs, and there were stairs on the both ends along with the side rooms. Then one of the corner of the tank, there was a drainage facility, so wastewater from the Great Bath, that is flow through this drainage facility. And the Great Bath was actually a similar type of Great Bath. It was excavated by the archaeologist from other site of Harappa called Dholavira. From Dholavira also archaeologists excavated a similar type of tank. Okay, so historians believing that this Great Bath actually it was used for religious rituals and ceremonies. So these are the main point about the Great Bath. From where Great Bath was excavated by the archaeologist Mohenjo-daro. What is Great Bath means? A huge public tank. And this huge public tank was used for religious or ritual ceremonies. Okay, these are religious or ritual ceremonies. Okay, next one, granaries. Now we will study what about the granaries of Harappan people. Another important speciality of Harappan people, that is their granaries. Okay, so big buildings are there. These big buildings are called granaries, and these huge buildings, they mainly used for what purpose? Storing the surplus grain, storing the excess grain. After using their own purpose, excess grain will be there, that is called surplus grain. So this surplus grain, they stored in big granaries. This type of granaries excavated by the archaeologists from both Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. 6 granaries were excavated. So these granaries, for what purpose these granaries are mainly used? These granaries are mainly used for storing grains, and these granaries are mainly located in the river banks. Okay, and near the granaries, rows of circular brick platforms that also discovered by the archaeologist. And these circular bricks that they mainly used for crushing the grain. Okay, so this is about the granaries. Granaries means big buildings, large buildings where they stored their surplus grain, that is called granaries. And this type of granaries were excavated by the archaeologists, and these granaries are mainly from where archaeologists excavated near the river banks. And along with this near the granaries, many circular rows of bricks that also excavated by the archaeologists, and these circular rows of bricks that is mainly used for threshing the grain. Okay, next one we will look about the administration of Harappan people. About administration, not had much information about Harappan administration, but the excellent system of town planning, that remarkable system of town planning existed in Harappa, and it is an evidence. Showing this evidence, we can conclude that there was an efficient administrative system existed in Harappa. For the administrative purpose, different authorities are there. For agriculture, it is agriculture. Some authorities are there for look after agriculture, for look after trade. Other other group of authorities are there, and for labor for the construction of building or maintaining city life. So every this sector, administrative sector, different authorities are there for look after. Next one, craft and technology of Harappan people. Harappan cities were the centers of craft production. Harappan cities were the centers of craft production, and this craft, different types of craft, they traded into distant places. This type of craft production, they traded into distant places, and we studied which type of metal they used. They used bronze extensively. So what metal they mainly used? Bronze. Copper added with tin, and they made bronze. This bronze they used extensively, and from where we are getting that information? Archaeologists excavated different types of artifact, bronze made with bronze, then statues, a statue of a dancing woman, a statue of a dancing girl. These all are discovered by the archaeologist. From this we can conclude that, from all this evidence we can conclude that Harappan people used bronze extensively. Harappan people used bronze extensively. Then Harappan people were the first people who cultivated cotton. So which people first cultivated cotton? Harappan people. Harappan people were the first people to cultivate cotton in the world. From which evidence we can conclude that they were the first people who cultivated cotton? Many evidence excavated by the archaeologist. The evidence of a piece of woven cotton, a piece of a woven cotton along with spindle wheels excavated by the archaeologist from Mohenjo-daro. From this we can conclude that these people, they were cultivated cotton. Otherwise, from where this piece of woven cotton will came there? Okay, so from this, archaeologists or the historians writing history by using archaeological sources. Anyway children, now we studied many activities of the people. I told they did agricultural activity, they did trade with distant places. Now we studied craft and technology. Okay, so with bronze they made many artifacts like that, many evidence got with they made with bronze. From this we can conclude that bronze smith, they also lived during that time. Then ma'am told they cultivated cotton. Another important activity of Harappan people, bead making. Okay, so they made bead making was practiced extensively. Bead making was practiced extensively. They used different type of metal like gold, copper, even they used shell, semi-precious stones, steatite, faience, so ivory, different types of things they used for making beads. So bead making is another activity of Harappan people. Another thing we can tell that pottery work, they were skilled potters. And they produced different type of pottery designs. They produced different types of pottery designs with pottery with designs in black. Okay, so they produced distinctive potter with the designs in black, and this type of potteries depicted the designs of plants and animals, birds, animals, etc. So this is about different activities or the craft work of Harappan people. So we studied different activities of Harappan people. So now we studied many features of Harappan people. Among them, most important features, that is their town planning. That don't forget. Okay, their town planning, their drainage system is very important. Great bath, granaries. Okay, so these are the main important features of Harappan civilization. Many other features are also there about the Harappan civilization that we will take in the next class. I think today's topic is clear to you. If you have any doubt, ask me. We will meet in the next class.